video, we talked about the traits of a great hunter. And in my bow and arrows program, we use all these principles that are really based on Artemis mythology. So Artemis was a great hunter, and all of us who are makers, entrepreneurs, creators, we know that to manifest success, that we have to be the hunter. That's why I talk about that a lot. Because it is ultimately our responsibility. It's our creation. It's our mission, and we've got to be very self-motivated. So it's hard. I mean, it's hard to be an entrepreneur because you got a lot on your shoulders. And so today I want to talk about not playing small. And that can be really difficult for those who don't possess a lot of confidence. And that was one of the traits I talked about last week. But here's the deal. You have the skill, and so now we've just got to get the attitude in the right place. And to not play small means you're going to have to block out a lot of the other voices in the valley, right? So you've got one bow and you're in charge of it, and you're in charge of loading the quiver as well. So what you're doing simply by watching this video, by going to workshops, by reading great books, you're getting all the resources that you need to make good decisions. And we're going to stop playing small because we know that's what we've got to do to stand out. We grew up from when we were small children, saying, you've got to color in the lines, you got to walk in a straight line. Well, then here someone like me comes around when you're an adult now, you're out of college, you got all your learning, and I'm saying, no, to stand out and to create your personal brand, I need to know what your hero fireside story is. Why should I pay attention to you? What makes you unique? And so I'm asking, begging, pleading with you to color outside the lines. And as a consultant, that's what I help clients do, right? So I tell them, I'm going to take you to the edge of the cliff, but I'm not going to push you off. But it may feel uncomfortable because we're used to a very traditional approach to things. And in marketing, you really need to do some non-traditional things in your content, to be engaging and creative and entertaining, and not to write a boring bio and all that. So what I was reminded about this message when I listened to Glennon Doyle Monastery. Okay, she's got a new book out, Love Warrior, and I'm planning on reading it, as she is someone who's going through a divorce right now, and but her book was really about how to be a love warrior in your life, how to not play small, how to really stand up, and how to get to that point of knowing. And when you get to that knowing, then you have to not have fear. And so the reason I'm mentioning that, because her book is obviously on the personal front, but all that leads to the professional too, because if you're playing small in your personal life, it's going to bleed over into your professional life. And often work can be a great place that we can feel like we can really be ourselves and we can be in control. But at the same time, it really takes both. Like, you've got to feel get things kind of settled on the inside so that your vibe is going to be awesome. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and you're going to have that energy to attract all these great things for your brand. So that's really what knowing yourself is all about. And when she was talking about not playing small, I thought it really resonated with me, because when I was going through my divorce a couple of years ago, I was letting all those voices really, hurt me. And when people would say, she must be crazy, she's gone crazy, it's her childhood, it's she wants to take her daughter's place and be a teenager again, and that's why she's losing weight and all that stuff, and worried about being healthy and all that. It was like any positive thing I was doing in my life, there were people who were trying to keep me small and keep me from growing, to say, no, it must be your hormones, or you're having a midlife crisis, or, so I did get my hormones tested. Guess what? perfect health. And then, with my writing and all that, I mean, people always have an opinion on it. And so, what I'm telling you is deal with what you've got to deal with so that you can get real about your life and all aspects of it, right? So, you're going to get your health, you're going to deal with your health, you're going to deal with your stress levels, you're going to deal with your workload, you're going to figure out what makes you different. And then you're going to be able to sharpen your aim that way. It's another biggie, right? Because if we sharpen our aim, we are more likely to hit our target. And so all that takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of work, but it takes a lot of inner work first, which is why I'm talking to you about this and why I will continue to provide resources to help with this and things that have helped me since my 20s. And that's why my first book pick for my podcast, One Bow, Many Arrows, is going to be Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age. So it's an updated version. And I'll let you know when that's up. But what I'm doing with these, I've decided to pick 12 books that are going to help us in our personal and professional growth so that we can improve our personal brand and make that a priority, and that we can feel really good about marketing ourselves. But we're going to be realistic about it and say, this is what I can do. This is how I can bring in some help to help me reach the goals. We're going to understand our target market better, all those good things. So that's why I'm bringing the personal and the professional together. But most of all, really acknowledge that the world, there will be a lot of cheerleaders for you, absolutely. And I do believe that the universe will co-create your dreams with you. And so my point is, let's do our part first, and then the universe will meet us and help, bring these things into reality. And that's why I call manifesting them. But it's not easy. I mean, it does take the work, and that's why we're taking the time to do this. That's why I'm doing the podcast. Every book that I pick for these first 12 podcasts, I'm picking out 5 golden arrows. So those are the 5 actions and exercises that we can take from it, the lessons that we can use to immediately work on our personal brand and kind of look at how we interact with people. That's what it's all about, is how we interact with others. You might get along with yourself just awesome and think you're an awesome person, but then a stressful client or prospect, or you got to go pitch your company, and then all of a sudden you're like, and then fear rises up and all that good stuff. So, my personal symbol is the owl for wisdom, and so I love to share the resources of people that I believe are wise and are mentors to me, and I want to share those with you. So the message this week is, let's stop playing small and stop giving over your power to other people who are going to take your bow and they're going to take their own arrows and kind of do what they want with your life. No, thank you. You are in charge of your brand, and I'm encouraging you to do that. And I'm excited about where we're going with this program. I'm already excited about some results I've already heard from some people who have come to the workshop and who've kind of had those little aha moments on what they can do to get their hero fireside story out there and make their brand unique and special. And I will be back next week to share some of those 5 golden arrows on from How to Win Friends and Influence People, and then I'll announce the next book. And of course, you can find out more information how I help small businesses and entrepreneurs on melinalott.com, as well as some of my other work.